Did you know that building a right strategic team can increase innovation by 30%? Tune in today as we discuss how aligning the right people with your core company objective can increase your effectiveness and market responsiveness. Welcome to Provider's Edge, the podcast that helps healthcare entrepreneurs and innovators break down barriers and control their business, life, and future with valuable action steps. With me, your host, Sabrina Runbeck, a recovered clinician and a business deal catalyst. Let's rewrite the rules and create a positive social impact while increasing your profitability. We have Sophie Zoman here with us today. She is a growth guru who specializes in leading businesses to the next level of success. As the owner and CEO of Sophie Zo Next Level Business Support, she leads a very intricate team of business and marketing experts as they take on tasks and implementation of strategies and solutions that save you time and increase revenue. And Sophie, so thank you for joining us. And we know each other for quite a while now from different women's groups.
Absolutely, yes. It's been a few years now. I've lost count.
In the virtual family of, if you think about how we grow business nowadays, especially COVID has been expanding so quickly, so much. And it's unfortunate that we're able to tap into each other's network that way and really help each other to brainstorm and get to the end result much quicker. So I love that you're here with us as our audience are these high functioning healthcare entrepreneurs. And we always have a lot of going on. Some people are more for the clinical side. Some people are more for the business development side. Others are more on the engagement and even product development side. So as we always wearing different hats, sometimes multiple hats at the same time, it can get very chaotic as we move forward on our business. And that's when we feel like doing okay, but am I going somewhere? Like, what's the next level can we be? And what does that really mean for us to run this business? So I love it for you to tell us a little bit more about what is a specific problem that you're really solving for people and how do you support them?
So the problem we're solving is the overwhelm and crazy chaotic nature that a successful business owner has found themselves at, ready to grow more, ready to scale the business and increase their revenue, but they're tapped between no more time, no more energy, and not enough skills and people to get the work done. They're done with that. They want to jump forward, they want to scale, and they want to do it easily and sustainably. They're sick and tired of the hustle grind, overnight success, baloney that's out there in the world. They want a team that steps in, takes over, and runs the show for them so they can step out and do what they need to do to grow the business, to get their life back, and in a lot of cases, to fall back in love with their business because they are so overwhelmed and stressed out, they've started hating their business because that's all they do day in and day out, and they're missing out on so many things. So we're an all-in-one marketing and operations team that comes in to evaluate the 12 pillars of success in their business to figure out what's working, what's not, and we create a strategic execution plan that's going to implement, grow, and or start or optimize those 12 pillars so that they have every foundational piece in place, optimized and running so that they are generating revenue right and left easily, sustainably, and repeatedly, and they're not mired in the weeds of the day-to-day anymore.
Nowadays, we always been hearing everybody saying, oh, finding the right help is so difficult. Now, we understand that because people are evaluating how they are wanting to show up, what type of career truly become meaningful, and then what is that career ladder for them. So definitely from all that, human capital is huge, and sometimes people don't see enough value into it. So when you have to put a whole team together, there's a lot going on with that versus what Sophie's solution is. They have built their team. When you simply get to the right strategy to help build your company, they become that deployment. So you don't have to worry about the nitty gritty, the detail of what it need to be done. So share a bit with us. HR is always tough. How are you able to put together that solid team?
Well, I have been doing this for years. I've built a team for myself and then I share it with my clients now. Originally, it was more for myself to grow my business. And then I was like, well, why should someone have to hire one by one by one by one when I've assembled a rock star expert team of marketing experts and operation experts, the core of the business? Why don't I just come into somebody else's business so they don't have to do all that hiring, onboarding and training and managing and yada, 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 and make it a one-stop shop, an easy solution that's one step and that fills the voids in their team that they may already have. It welcomes and enfolds the team they may already have. And we do help build an HR piece of the business that is going to hire and it's going to be the structure. And we'll get a specialist in there when the time comes to be like the head of HR who is going to help deliver on hiring more people for their company. Because at some point, having our team is great and it's fabulous, but you get to a revenue level where it makes more sense to have employees. So we're building that HR, pillar of the business, hiring people and building the processes, the job descriptions, all the things that come with hiring so that when that time comes, we can actually replace ourselves with employees that then start to run what we've developed. And they will be the one overseeing and doing those things as time goes on. And it's a rinse and repeat system that they, check and verify and make sure they don't need to improve it over time. But, we get them scaled on a contractual basis and we get them to where they need to hire that internal team, but we do that for them. They don't have to do it still. We're building all that into this so that they can fill every role their company needs strategically and contractually first, and then we hire their permanent team for moving forward.
When you think about building team, is definitely you have to go for tiers. And some people don't even see, I just have these low level tier of staff eventually will get somewhere. That is the correct thinking. Now, whoever you involved into your team still need to be properly assessed, because anything that you want to do, guess what? There's a human behind it. I just got back from South by Southwest. Actually was there for a AI conference, especially for us who are marketers who are leveraging AI to write even higher quality of content, more consistent, and then having just faster, right? At the end of the day, now it's all about speed. If you can put out the quantity and good quality, that's a major time saver, life saver. But to go into that, we also need to be very intentional about who we're bringing in, because if you just have anybody in your community, and it's actually more hassle to try to train them, figure out who they are, and they might be the bad apple that put down the motivation for the rest of your team. So be cautious on that. And then thinking about what are other resources out there. As what Sophie is saying, there are entities just like hers. Go talk to her. She'll do a strategy. What do you actually need to be done in your business? And she can put in a team together based on these pillars of business to actually deploy. And as you start growing, as you're able to have the revenue to have your whole team, then they can also help to hire the right people on board. And now we all know that can be a whole nother topic that we talk about, right? Because even for my business, we do these high level executive evaluation on the 4 major pillars to make sure that you are functioning at your highest. You actually enjoy everything you're doing. You're in your desire zone, and you're not bottlenecking your own company, and you're also not bottlenecking or have created conflict when you're working with your investors, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be super solid, cohesive. Now, building any business has ups and downs, and also there are great wins. So as you have been creating your business, what are some major wins that you've been seeing?
In my business, I'm seeing the growth and evolution of not only my business, but myself and my team and my clients. We're all elevating together. We're all stepping into the next level together because we're not staying stagnant where we are. We're always learning and growing and looking for better ways to do things, whether that's AI, human assisted, humans only, because the right combination of tools, AI, people, software, all of that matters in scaling your business. And if you're the wins are, new things are coming out. We're always learning new things. I mean, especially where AI is concerned, that is such a big thing. And we are embracing it. I'm embracing it for my business. I'm embracing it for my clients. And it's a win because it does save time and it does help out. And, getting people out of the hustle grind, overnight success, burnout mindset is so key in my mind because I have been there, done that. I've been in the hustle grind, try to get there, and not overnight, but faster than is really possible, effectively, efficiently, and without killing yourself, not literally. And it's just, I'm getting those wins for myself. I'm getting that for my clients, and the relief they feel, they express when they're like, really? You can do that? Really? I don't have to hustle, grind, and burn and try to make $1 million in 6 months. It's like, no, you don't. In fact, I recommend you don't try to do that because even if you get there, what is your quality of life? What is the quality of your delivery of what you're doing if you are so much in the grind and just throwing it out there, not really doing it in an easily sustainable way that will support you ongoing for as long as you want to be there?
We probably all heard at least one person or between people we know or our client who work themselves to the ER where they have to get checked out based on whether they're just super exhausted or went into a panic mode and whatever not. So what's the actual worth of our financial output and then the rest of us? And so that's when we think about sustainability and viability, it's across different business domain, but at the same time, it's also what level of impact are you creating from all these different areas? It is community, it is leadership, it is talent, and yes, it's also your IP, right? That intellectual property, whatever service, product, and dry technology you created. But just because you have a great product, we also know doesn't mean you're going to be the most successful. Yet people who understand relationship, understand influence, understand how to connect with others to share value and in that clear, concise way, and to create the partnership of win-win to actually provide what other people needed and not just what you think they needed. That's growth, right? And so in that journey, sometimes we fail and sometimes we learn. So what has been something that Sophie, you learned in this journey that you hope other people are not, kicking that rock?
Well, I hope they don't end up losing it all and having to start over like I did. In 2019, I had to start over from scratch. I lost it all and I could have quit. I could have gave up and said, you know what? Okay, I'm done. That didn't work. I made a decision the year before that didn't pan out the next year. I could have given up. But my family rallied behind me. My coach and mentor rallied behind me. And I didn't want to quit. I knew there was more for me to do. And so I picked up the pieces. I picked myself up. And quite honestly, I got to relaunch myself any way I wanted. I literally could take all those years of experience up to that moment and go, what worked, what didn't work, and what do I really want to do now? I don't have to do what you want me to do or what you think I should do. I actually got to make those decisions and create the most ideal business that I've had to date. And it's still even morphed and evolved from 2019 to today to what I have now. And it's been an exciting journey. Believe me, it was devastating in the moment, but looking back, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And I hope if anybody does experience that, or even just a big setback, not, you don't even have to lose it all. But like you said, sometimes we fail at what we're trying to launch, and not giving up, not giving in, because you don't really fail unless you quit. And that's a famous quote, and I probably paraphrased it, but it's the truth. You don't fail until you give up and quit. And I encourage you to not give up, to not quit, to be able to throw yourself back out there doing what you really love, because it is an opportunity to switch gears and do what you really love in case you weren't doing what you really love, or, it just wasn't your thing. And having that support around you to help you relaunch, redo, revamp, because ultimately it still boils down to, you can't do it by yourself. You need help along the way from the beginning, and you having that help is what really kept me going. My husband showed me more than ever how much he believes in me and supports in me during that time, because it's not that, I knew he believed in me. I knew he supported me. That was fine. But when push came to shove and I literally lost it all, he was like, honey, you can start over. You can quit. We can do, or, whatever. He goes, I support you. You are so good at what you do. And I know you want to continue. So don't give up. I'm here to support you. Let's sit down and figure it out together and move forward. And so I did. And it's crazy, but that is really what it takes to succeed. Bumps in the road, no matter how big or small, do not have to be life killing, business killing. You can get through it, and you can start over, or you can adjust and improve and do again. It's always doable as long as you don't give up and quit.
So fabulous. And thank you for sharing that, because all of us at some point had that moment of, what am I even doing here? And do I need to make that decision to pull the plug? Or we have to just push a little bit to say, I understand my passion. I understand my drive. I understand my bigger purpose. I need just to simply figure out a different way to do it, because what we felt was that method, and in the environment, what it provided us is not that we failed on life, where we failed at our career. Is simply the way that we created with the resources that we had. And we can simply take a step back and to look into the reality of, okay, now, do we need to pivot our big vision? Perhaps the goal that we set out was not actually realistic. And what do we actually have as a true resource? And all of it, as Sophie's saying, is that we all have multiple different gifts and skill sets that are transferable, even you wanted to stay in the same area or completely launch something new. And for most of us in technology and innovation, it's a hard path. Sometimes because you're such a unicorn that nobody really understands you because there's nothing being done yet, you're pushing against the tidal wave so hard and feel like you're keep getting under, right? Sometimes it does feel like you're drowning. But guess what? You can float. You can let your body's current just take you up and figure out a way to pedal back to the earth, to breathe, and to see who you can actually hold on to, who are the right people. Sophie is your husband. And for some of us, it's looking at our partners, our co-founders, our other board members. And if you don't have a board, find the people that believe in you and support you, right? And it's all about creating that solid connection. Now, what do you think from all the amazing things that now you have created this new company where you're really outsourcing the entire backend for people? They don't really have to think anymore. You plug in your entire team, your project management system, everything is done, checked, reviewed, talking to the senior leadership. All they need is like, now we know there's a goal, there's a task. Oh, okay, it's done. Let's quality control, right? So much gonna be the execution part. Wow, they don't have to stuck in there, right? They really can flow into the best way of being their genius, being the creator, being the connector, being the speaker, right? Getting more people, or they're really good at client satisfaction, actually working with patients or working with the entity organization. So we all have to be able to get to that point to say, what can we delegate? We can offload, and then it becomes such an easy process. What would be some final recommendation you would hope people will take away?
Most people hold on to certain tasks, certain aspects of the business, thinking it can't be delegated, or thinking nobody can do it like them, or thinking, I love this so much, I want to keep it. I can't let it go. And really, it's still holding them back from being totally free to step into their genius. So I would encourage your listeners to really sit down and think about everything they do in a day, every little minutia thing, because I would bet even if they have half a team and they've delegated a whole bunch of things, I bet you there's still many things on their plate that they don't even realize they can delegate and free themselves up more. So I would encourage them to sit down and do a brain dump and just literally write down on a piece of paper, a Word document, whatever, everything they do in a day, and even look at a whole week, because depending upon your schedule, depending upon what you do, you might be doing different things every day of the week. So you want to kind of, I used to call it, and you could still do it, follow yourself for a week. It's like bring your daughter to work day. It's bring yourself to work day and follow yourself and note what you do every single day. And then look at that list and go, oh my gosh, I can get rid of that, and that. And wow, that would be my first priority, because if I could get rid of that, oh man, the freedom and the relief I would have. I didn't even realize I was still holding on to this thing that is just no fun and I don't want to do it. There's always things to get off your plate. And you can do that exercise regularly to make sure you are not holding on to something that you really should let go of.
Amazing. Definitely. We usually call that exercise is that you have to be doing a reality check. So if you can follow yourself for a whole week, amazing. If not, even just the past couple of days, listing out. The other thing that I want to add into that is when you start writing down the task, like just say, oh, this half hour I did this task. I also want you to write out what's your energy level within that half hour when you did that task, because it matters so much on our output and the quality of the output based on your energy level. And also sometimes it is related to the task, but sometimes you shouldn't be doing it that hour of the day. And we all have actually 4 different chronotypes. We needed to be honoring on how we function, on what we do the best, and not just follow a plan where people's like 5 a.m. club. That would never be me. Okay. I'm just not that type of person, but I can be so highly productive. Like the rest of my board's like, Sabrina is the vampire, right? Like she doesn't sleep. I'm like, I do sleep. And I also go on vacation, but when I'm concentrated, it seems like I'm outproducing the rest of you, right? It's because you just know what you do, the level of tasks you do, the type of work, and the time of the day or the day of the week that works the best for you. So I so appreciate Sophie for sharing everything that you have created, your journey in entrepreneurship, and how you help the rest of us who are business owners to really offload and play in our genius. So how can people find out more about you?
They can go to my website, sophiezo.com. And I'm all over social media everywhere, but like TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I am on Twitter, it's X now. And I'm on LinkedIn. And so you can go to any one of those places to connect with me. I love social media. It's one of my favorite places to meet, connect, and build relationships. So if you're big into social media too, hit me up on social media, but also visit my website, get more information about who we are and what we do. And of course, there's a little button on there if it really is something that's compelling that you want to consider in your business and bring us in, there's a free phone call booking button on my site. And we can do a quick 30-minute chat to see where you're at, what you're doing, if it's a fit. And if it's not, I will try to point you in the right direction to what is a fit for you, because it's not just about me selling my services to anybody and everybody. It's got to be a fit for both of us. So feel free to take that free call and not be worried about pressured into sales, into hiring us, because I am the antithesis of that. I don't believe in forcing my services on anybody and everybody, because we all want to have that genius zone. We all want it to be a fit, and we want to work with who we resonate with and who we can get behind and really support. So go ahead and book that call too if you want to learn more.
Amazing. I appreciate you. And people, go to the show notes so you can connect with Sophie and find her on social media. Until next time. Thank you for tuning in to Provider's Edge podcast. We hope you enjoy our latest episode and found the insights and tips helpful. We'd love to hear your feedback on the show and learn what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. So please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is essential to help us improve the show and provide you with the content you need to take your healthcare business to the next level. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.